Hi everyone! So, as usual, before we started the new lessons, we are going to review some of the most important grammar points that we have learned from the last session. So, first of all, it is a very important vocabulary,靠.靠has three different meanings, and the first one is lean against a vertical surface. Here, you might pay attention to a vertical surface. Yes, because if you want to say lie on a horizontal surface, you need to use 趴 instead of 靠. As you can see already in the two pictures that I put on the right side of the screen, the first one is lean against the wall, so it's 靠在墙上,靠在墙上. And the second one is actually lying on the floor, so it's 趴在地上,趴在地上. So try to pay attention to the differences between these two. And when you want to say lean against something, you have two different ways to express this idea. The first one is lean 靠着什么什么东西, lean against something, and it's describing a status. 靠着什么什么东西. For example, he likes to give lecture leaning against the teacher's desk. 他喜欢靠着讲桌讲课。他喜欢靠着讲桌讲课。那这个里面的靠着，它其实形容的是一种状态。It is describing the status that he is leaning against the teacher's desk to give lectures. But if you want to specify he is leaning on which direction, at a specific direction, so you need to use 靠在什么什么东西 and plus 方位词 lean against something at a specific direction. For example, he is leaning against the right-hand side of the wall. So here you have a specific direction, it's the right-hand side of the wall. So you need to use 靠在 instead of 靠着. So 他靠在 wall 墙的方位词右边，右边，他靠在墙的右边. Okay, this is the first one. And then you are going to do some exercise using the review. You got the first one? It's not that difficult, right? So, it is, yeah, 靠着桌子打电话，靠着桌子打电话. Because there is no direction, so you can simply put 靠着, 靠着. And then as it is describing a status, you can just put the verb after it. The second one, yeah, 靠在墙的右边，靠在墙的右边. And as we have already explained, when you are using 靠在什么什么方位, you are specifying the direction. So actually, you don't need to add any verb anymore because here the 靠 itself, it is a verb. And the next one, yeah, 靠着树干读书，靠着树干读书. And the last one, yeah, 靠在玻璃的左边，靠在玻璃的左边, as it also refers to a specific direction. Okay, this is clear. And now the second usage of 靠 is another meaning of the verb to depend on, to rely on. And actually, it gets the idea from the vocabulary 依靠, 依靠, depend on is the same meaning. 靠, 依靠. Rely on somebody or rely on something is 靠某人 or 靠某事. For example, we cannot rely on him to solve this problem. 我们不能靠他干嘛呢？来解决这个问题，来解决这个问题。我们不能靠他来解决这个问题。You should rely on your own efforts to make a living. 你应该靠什么呢？ Your own efforts. 要你自己的努力干嘛呢？ To make a living. 来谋生，来谋生。And the third meaning, it is used as a preposition, and it means close to, near, or by. It means 靠近. It derives from the verb 靠近. It's next to. So don't walk by the side of the road. 不要靠路边走路，不要靠路边走路。For passengers who don't have a ticket, please wait on the right side. 没有票的乘客请靠右等待。没有票的乘客请靠右等待。And next, we have learned 居然 and 仍然. So firstly, 居然 is an adverb. It is used to indicate a situation where something turned out to be different from your expectation, and it has turned out to be a total surprise. Equals to, oh my god, I cannot believe this is actually happening, but compressed in only one word, and it's totally interchangeable with 竟然, 竟然. And normally it is used in the middle of the sentence, just right before the situation which is out of your expectation. For example, they got divorced unexpectedly. They got divorced unexpectedly. And as here, the situation is they got divorced. Got divorced. This situation is out of your expectation. So you put 居然 before this. So it's 他们居然离婚了。他们居然离婚了。He failed the exam surprisingly. Here the situation is failed the exam, so put 居然 before fail. 他居然考试失败了。他居然考试失败了。And 仍然 is also an adverb, but its meaning is still, and it equals to 还。For example, it's already midnight, but he's still playing video games. 现在已经半夜了，但是他仍然在玩电子游戏。仍然，他还在玩电子游戏。Even though he has already failed twice the entrance exam to the university, he is still studying hard. 尽管他高考已经失败过2次了，但他仍然在努力学习。Even though 尽管他已经高考失败过2次了，但他仍然在努力学习。The entrance exam to the university, it means 高考 in Chinese. Okay. And the next one, I think it's Yuhan. Last week he asked about the usage of 将, and actually to make a quick summary of the usage of 将, there are 2 usages that we have learned so far. The first one is it's an indication of the future. It equals will in English, and to use it, you can simply put 将 and plus the verb and plus the object. For example, he will go to France to study French.他 will 将 go to is the verb. 去哪儿呢？ Object 法国 France. 他将去法国干嘛呢？ To study French 学习法语。他将去法国学习法语。And next, we will learn lesson 2 soon. 我们 will 将 learn lesson 2. Learn 学习 lesson 2 is the object. 我们将学习第2课 soon 很快 and as soon is an adverb, you should put it before the verb. So 我们很快将学习第2课 And the second meaning of 将 it equals to 把 but like when you are using 将 it sounds more literal. For example, when you say shut the door, like you can simply say 关门 but as you have already learned with 把 you can also put 门 before the verb 关 and in this case you need to use 把门关上 and in this case 将 it's totally interchangeable with 把 so 将门关上 but when you are using 将 it just sounds more literal and normally in the normal life we don't use this in our oral language, so pay attention to this. And the next one, 认为 or 觉得 I think this concerns some mistakes that you have made last time during the exercise. So 觉得 expresses more of what someone thinks based on the feeling. However, 认为 expresses more of a person's opinion based on considerations and beliefs. So 认为 is always stronger than 觉得 when communicating thoughts because it's based on beliefs. So there are some cases that these two words are totally not interchangeable. For example, when you're expressing a strong belief, 在过去人们认为地球是方的。In the past, people considered the Earth to be a square, and as it's a belief here, so you need to use 认为 instead of 觉得。Or if you want to express a feeling, 我觉得很遗憾，这件事不该发生的。I feel very sorry. This incident should not have happened. 我觉得 because it's just based on your feeling. It's not based on your belief or something. So you cannot 认为 here. 我觉得很遗憾。And another mistake that some people always make is between 认为 and 以为。认为 is a think or belief. 以为 means that you thought something, but actually you were wrong about it. For example, 我以为你是美国人. It means I thought you were an American. But the implied meaning of this sentence is that actually this person is not American. You just had a wrong impression. And another example is that 我以为他没有女朋友. It means that I thought he didn't have a girlfriend, but actually he does have one. Okay? And the next one, 从来,从来. 从来 is usually used when you want to express that you never do something as a habit or as a rule, or that you have never done something. It's not a part of your life experience. In either usage, 从来 may be shortened to just 从 in casual speech. For example, if you want to say to never do, I never drink, I never smoke, it's 从来不, 从来不. And when you follow 从来 with 不, you are expressing that you never do something as a habit or as a rule. It's often used as a way to refuse something, as I never drink, 我从来不喝酒. The structure is that you put the subject, and then 从来, and then 不, and then the verb. For example, 他从来不喝酒. 他 she 从来不 never 喝酒 drinks. 他从来不喝酒. 我女朋友从不给我打电话. You see here, as is in a casual speech, the lie is omitted. So, 我女朋友 my girlfriend 从不 never 给我打电话 call me. 这个人很奇怪，他从来不笑。This person is very strange. He never laughs. 他从来不笑。他从不关心别人。他主语从不 never 关心别人 cares about other people. 这个是从来不的用法 to never do something. And you have another usage is to have never done. You have never done this in the past. It means that you have it's not a part of your life experience. 从来没有. And here, as indicated in the structure, you can see the lie or 有 can also be omitted in the casual speech. For example, 你从来没有想过这个问题吗? You 从来没有 have never 想过 thought 这个问题吗 about this question? 你从来没有想过这个问题吗 Have you never thought about this question before? 他从来没见过他妈妈 She has never met her mother. 我从没学过这个词 I have never studied this word before. 你们从来没有听说过这个地方吗 Have you never heard about this place before? The last one is 彼此 and 互相 Both 彼此 and 互相 they are words that are used to show the relationship of multiple people or groups, and it's always show the reciprocal relationship between those peoples. But the difference is that 彼此 suggests there are two people or two groups, while 互相 can refer to more than two. For example, 我们要做彼此最好的朋友. We should be each other's best friends. And here, there are only two people. It's you and me. You should be my best friend, and I should be yours as well. 世界各国应互相帮助. All the countries in the world should help each other. And as here, there are more than two countries, so you cannot use 彼此. Instead, you need to use 互相. And another difference is that 彼此 can be both a noun and an adverb, while 互相 is only an adverb. For example, 你们要照顾彼此. 你们要照顾彼此. You should look after each other. And here, 彼此, you put it after the verb 照顾. So it's a noun here. 你们要彼此照顾. And here, the 彼此 is used as an adverb. It's put before, take care, before the verb. 你们要彼此照顾. And it's the same. 你们要互相照顾. 互相 is also an adverb, but you cannot say 你们要照顾互相 because 互相 is not a noun, so it's not possible to say this. And just before we do a dictate, here is the classifier that we have learned in this lesson. So later on, when you are learning new nouns, you need to also acquire the classifier that are used with them. So firstly, a couple, 一对夫妻, 一对夫妻. And try to remember the difference between 一对 and 一双. 一对, it means a pair of something, but this something can live separately. However, when you're saying 一双, those things can only be used in pairs. Okay? 一家医院, a hospital. 一个评委, a judge. 一行字, a line of characters. 一段时间, a period of time. 一项奖项, a prize. And we are going to do a short dictate. Please take out a piece of paper. So the first one. 轮到 轮到 The second one. 不耐烦 不耐烦 It means impatient. Somebody is impatient. And if you want to say somebody is patient, it's 有耐心, have the patience. Okay? Impatient, 不耐烦. Patient, 有耐心. The third one, 靠 靠. So just to remind you the three usages of 靠. The first one is lean against something, and the second one is rely on something, and the third one is as a preposition means close to. 靠 靠. The fourth one, 肩膀 肩膀 is the shoulders. Shoulders. 肩膀. The fifth one, 喊 喊. It has two different meanings: to shout at somebody or to call somebody to do something. 你妈妈喊你回家吃饭啦. Your mom is calling you to go back home to eat. 喊. Next, 伸出伸出. It means to stretch out one part of your body. 伸出 Okay, next. 递 to pass on something. To pass on something. 把某件东西递给某人 or 递给某人某件东西。把这本书递给我。Pass on that book to me. 递 Next. 脑袋 It means the head of somebody. Next one. 女士 lady. 女士们先生们 ladies and gentlemen. 女士优先 lady first. 女士。叙述 It can be either a noun or a verb, as to narrate or as a narration. 叙述 Next. 居然 unexpectedly 居然 Next. 催 a verb to urge somebody to do something. 催某人做某事。催 Next. 等待 Wait for 等待。Next. 半夜 midnight Next. 吵醒 to be awakened by the noise. 吵醒。我被吵醒了 I was awakened by the noise. 吵醒 And 吵 is also an adjective. It means noisy. 外面很吵 It's very noisy outside. 吵醒 And the classifier and the final one 一项 For example 一项奖项一项 Okay, that's all for the review. These are the answers, so you have to compare your dictations to the right answers to see whether you had made any mistakes. I hope you got them all right. And if you have further concerns, don't hesitate to ask me in the online session. And yeah, I will see you in the next video.